Well, hey there guys, how are you all doing? This is my birthday weekend vlog, so come along with me and let's see what we got up to. We're just on a little walk right now with the munchkins. So if you're a new viewer, welcome to the channel, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. But first, a quick message from today's sponsor.
Paul Sinclair is just an ordinary working guy, but he's about to make a rather extraordinary discovery. He's about to experience the incredible shrinking beer. Another Rainier disappearing in the fresh zone.
So it's the end of April, and we're going to be getting ready for gardening this year. So we're going to be planting some seeds into some little pots and growing them indoors until it's time to plant them outdoors, because it's still a little cool, and we need to start growing so that we can harvest a little bit sooner.
And we have our own seeds, heirloom seeds, like this. These are not, but these are our own heirloom seeds. So some of them are from Europe, some of them are, yeah, we have some from Italy, from Croatia, one from Russia.
These are our heirloom tomatoes, like he was mentioning. We have Dawn's Sweet, we have Darko,
From,
Buffalo Hearts.
from Yugoslavia.
This one's just called 2019 Good Tomatoes, and tomatoes that Sean likes. That's me. But I was supposed to make English cucumbers, also known as just cucumbers to some.
But you said you're going to get the seeds.
Yeah, I got to get seeds because we got these here.
We have long cucumbers, but you don't like them. This is not English. Just regular tomato cucumbers, but long.
Yeah, in previous years I did grow some English cucumbers, but we'll see if I can find some seeds. Maybe I'll go to the store today. Oh, and I gotta get hot peppers.
Okay, so this is tomato Sean likes. So they like almost like a beefsteaks. And you see different tomatoes, different seeds. Yeah.
All right, well, I was able to find English Long Telegraph. I guess you can get the Daily Mail too. And long red cayenne pepper. So this one was hard to find, the English cucumber. First I went to Rona, but now I went to Canadian Tire and I got it. I'm counting on these peppers because it says 75 days to harvest. Dad said it takes a long time, but that's only technically 50 to 70 days on the cucumbers. So on the longer end, that's only 5 more days. That's not too bad. Okay, so it's Friday night and we're starting off this birthday weekend right. Look at this. This is from Sobeys. Some kind of garlic thing. I thought it was a hamburger pizza, but this is a beautiful garlic pizza with bacon and cheese and who knows what else. Delicious. Oh, and I got a caramel peanut bar cake on special. But you know what? That's really just a Snickers cake, so that's what I love. I guess they can't use the brand name, but that'll be for tomorrow. Well, we've got a little birthday treat here. Some of my absolute favorites. Grant's Triple Wood Blended Scotch and the Ardmore Highland Single Malt Scotch Whiskey. So we are going to be going out to the Bothy tomorrow for a wee dram and a tasting. Kind of a gloomy day today. It's Saturday, but we're gonna go into the Bothy, or my
shed pub.
It's a makeshift
Shed pub.
but it'll have to do, and I think it'll do just fine. Not quite as fancy as you may have seen online, but I think it'll be all right. Let's see what I've got here today. Yeah, in the earlier clip, I showed you the Grant's Triple Wood 12 year. Now this is more of a woody taste and smell, while this one is more peat or smoky. So I'm going to try the woody one first. Twist cap. Just a wee dram. Not too much. You know, they say the neck pour's not the best, but I think it's all right. Cheers, everyone. Here's to 40 years. Not much peat at all. Mostly cask influence from the oak. Let's see what kind of wood they're talking about. It is a 12 year, and this one is blended, so that is at least 2 scotches blended together. Not much of a description. Well, you know for certain there's oak in there, whether it's American, French, or whatever. Maybe ex-bourbon barrels. I really don't know. Maybe sherry casks. Could be anything. I guess you can probably look online, but this one is interesting. You know, I've got all this wood here. I've got oak. This isn't oak, but I've got oak on the property, and it's got that nice smell. Even when it burns, whether it's freshly split, you know, there's differences in the smell, and you can appreciate it when you drink scotch and you notice the influence in the drink. The Manitoba Liquor Commission website said that this did have blackcurrant notes. So you guys know that I love blackcurrants. Those who've been following along with the with the gardening series and whatnot. Oh, I haven't even had any of the drink yet, and I'm spilling. They're brand new, beautiful glasses. You know, you're supposed to let it sit in the glass for 5-10 minutes and open up. But for the purposes of our experiment, I think I won't notice much of a difference. But very mild, gentle, honey, getting a little bit of honey, apple. Caramel, vanilla, maybe the tiniest hint of peat on the end, very tiny, and I already can tell you that this one will be very peaty, very smoky compared to the Grant's Triple Wood. Rich, complex vanilla, that's what it says. Well, there's a lot more to it than that, I can tell you for certain. I almost need a little wood stove in here. I have an old antique one. I have another shed in the back that I wanted to make into a little cabin or
shed pub.
I don't know if that'll ever come to fruition. but I have a wood stove for it in case I ever decide to do it. But it doesn't get better than this. I had a lovely Friday evening. I guess we'll have that cake today, maybe after this drink. And tonight there's Supercross racing from Philadelphia. So that's a nice birthday treat. Tomorrow, Blot Outdoors is going to be having a video with Little Schmick. So we're going to be watching that tomorrow on my birthday. I think they put that out around 2 p.m. So that's going to be great. I'll love to watch that on my birthday. And then I'm going to Yee's Buffet on St. James. This is a very gentle Scotch, very gentle. The finish is more almost like a rye, the aftertaste, like a Canadian Club or a 40 Creek or an Alberta Premium, something like that. I would say this one leaves you wanting for more. I got quite the education on Scotch. I was never a Scotch drinker, but I did come across a few YouTubers, two that stand out in particular. The first one would be Ralphie, and then I came across a Canadian guy who was living in Vancouver Island, and his channel was called Food Quig, and I would give him the credit for my education on Scotch and whiskey in general. He was very knowledgeable and did videos on essentially almost every Canadian whiskey and Scotch that are available on the market. Now I'm going to have to edit this video because even a small amount like this will last me up to an hour, because this is more of an enjoyment. It's like when you drink wine responsibly or something like that. This is just for pure enjoyment. So thank you guys for joining me for this first tasting of Grant's Triple Wood 12. Okay, we're back. I have cleansed my palate with some pizza from last night, and we can try the Ardmore Highland Single Malt. Legacy is the name of this bottle. Now, while this one is a blend, 2 or more scotches blended together, this one is one single malt. I already know I like this one quite a bit. I would go so far as to say it is in fact my favorite. And I haven't tried all of them in the world, far from it, but I assure you this one is worth the money. This one's also coming in at $50 Canadian. This one has a cork. Ah, much better. Just a wee dram. Yeah, you can definitely right off the bat, you can smell the peat compared to the last one. Almost zero peat. Now, the Teacher's Highland Cream is actually more peaty and more strong smelling than this one, which is kind of interesting. There's a sweetness to it on the swallow. And then a very smoky, peaty taste. Honestly, you would almost, I'm getting more freshly split green oak taste from this one. This one says a nose of heather honey, cinnamon, toffee, and subtle smoke, creamy vanilla and smoke with honey and spice on the palate, and a finish of lingering and silky, dry, tangy, and full-bodied. I think I would say I prefer the aftertaste of the Teacher's Highland Cream. This is actually pretty amazing, guys. These two bottles here, the Grant's Triple Wood and the Ardmore Legacy, are $50 each. The Teacher's Highland Cream is $30, and I'm going to say it is preferred over these two bottles. So Scotch is not about price. It's about personal preference and finding the one that you really like. This Ardmore Legacy will always be my favorite. It's the first one that I came to really enjoy. And for that reason, I think it will remain at the top spot. I think my cousin may have done a DNA genealogy test or whatever those are called. And he was telling me that we have Scottish in our blood. That's on my mother's side of the family. I'm very confident that on my father's side, we are Polish. But on my mother's side, I had always understood it that we were English. My cousin said, well, we do have Scottish in us as well. Because he has some kind of boxing tattoo or something like that, or some kind of tattoo with our family crest, Burbank, the Burbank family crest, and I think he's got some Scottish imagery or artwork on there. So, if I'm a Scotsman, then I'm a Scotchman. This one is quite interesting. The aftertaste is almost more enjoyable than the mouthfeel and, when it's before you swallow it. Whereas the Grant's Triple Wood, I more enjoyed the mouthfeel and not so much the aftertaste. Almost leathery. There are leather notes. I don't know if anyone's ever been to the Museum of Man and Nature, but there's the Nonsuch ship, which is also a beer company. But there's that Nonsuch ship. If it's still there, I remember my childhood going there, and that ship had a distinct smell. I don't know what they were using to preserve the wood, but that reminds me of how this tastes. Okay, guys, well, I'm going to finish up with this drink, and then I'm going to head inside for some cake. I don't usually come out to my pub shed, so people are probably wondering where I disappeared. I better go check in on that. Okay. We'll see you on the next clip. Looks like it's almost time to go swimming. How beautiful does that look? Like the tropics or the Caribbean. Scott, are you a happy boy? Are you having fun, buddy? Yeah, you love walking, eh? How about you, Miss Pretty? Stella, are you having fun, baby? Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Since I'm going to the buffet today, I had a small breakfast, but I will be fasting, I guess beer fasting, until we leave for the buffet. That way you can get your money's worth, if you know what I mean. Cheers again. They're pooped out anyways, so. Okay, Mom, so we're right on time here. They open at 4:30, and we should be one of the first ones at the trough. Yeah. Oh, Dad wanted to go right when they open because everything's fresh. He doesn't want other people, you know, messing up the food. Okay, so we made it. Yee's Buffet. And this is a restaurant for very posh people. Okay, they're already opening. They're letting people in. Wolf it down. Wolf it down. We're all really enjoying it here. The food is super good. That's already the third plate of sushi, so. Mom's the only one that had room for dessert.
Of course you did. I am smiling. Okay, here we go.
Good stuff?
That's sweet.
And what about me and Dad here?
We're very happy. We're glad that Mom has appetite. Yeah.
Yeah, did you enjoy it?
Yes. Yeah.
Credit card.
Yeah.
Good thing Mom brought her credit card, eh?
Yeah. Well, otherwise we go and open the kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Dishwasher or something like this.
Yeah.
And trade the plate.